almost ended. The guns had gone still, but a shadow was rising, more deadly to kill. No trenches, no rifles, just breathe in the air. The Spanish flu hunted, it struck everywhere. Hospitals drowning in silence and cries. The sick fill the beds as the fever will rise. The Spanish flu, unseen and untamed, a ghost without mercy, a world inflamed, more dead than the war. The numbers grew, 50 million souls. The Spanish flu. Cared for the children, I buried the old. The fever was burning, their skin turned cold. Masks on our faces, no medicine near. We fought with our hands, with sorrow and fear. No flags, no victories, just whispers of pain. A plague in the twilight, repeating refrain. The Spanish flu, unseen and untamed, a ghost without mercy, a world inflamed, a tide of death in silence it drew, the war's last killer. The Spanish flu. The guns roared for years, but today they grew weak. At the 11th hour, no thunder to speak. We waited in silence. The moment was near. A world without war, too distant, too clear. The whistle not blowing, the rifles are still, but silence can echo much louder to kill. Armistice. The silence fell. No victory cheer, no triumph bell, just empty trenches, the mud, the pain. Armistice came, but nothing's the same. 16 million lost, their voices all gone. We bury their memory, the earth marches on. I lower my rifle, I lower my head. The silence remembers the countless dead. They promised us glory, they promised us song, but silence is heavy. The silence is wrong. Armistice. The silence fell. No victory cheer, no triumph bell. The world keeps on breathing, but nothing's the same. Armistice came. Remember the name.
I walked through my village, the houses were still, the fields stood abandoned, the church bell was ill. The boys I had known, the friends of my youth, were names on a stone, a sorrowful truth. The war gave me nothing but shadows and scars, the faces of brothers are lost to the stars. The lost generation, broken and torn, a world without children, a future unborn. We carried the weight, but where do we stand? The lost generation, blood on the land. We drank to remember, we drank to forget the dreams we had carried were drowned in regret. The books and the poems spoke louder than guns, of a world that was broken, of lives that were done. No heroes return, no glory to claim, only silence and sorrow, only ashes remain. The lost generation, broken and torn, a world without children, a future unborn. We carry the weight, but where do we stand? The lost generation, blood on the land.
They called it the war to end all wars, but peace is a promise with broken doors. The ink on the treaties, the speeches they gave, are written on coffins, on silence, on graves. The banners are waving, the leaders proclaim, but thunder still whispers the same old flame. Never again, they swore in vain, yet silence remembers the blood and pain. The words of tomorrow, too fragile, too thin. Never again, until it begins. The poets are writing, the mothers still mourn, the children inherit a world that is torn. Empires are broken, but hatred remains, a promise repeated, a cycle of chains. The echo of war will return in disguise. If mankind forgets, then another will rise. Never again, they swore in vain, yet silence remembers the blood France remembers the blood and pain, the words of tomorrow, too fragile, too thin. Never again until it Versailles they gathered the victors with pens, to carve up the world, to draw bitter ends.